SSC Grade C skill test held on 11/11/2019. Ready, start. Honorable Chairman, Sir, the Sarkaria Commission report is a highly fruitful report. It is a very serious document which has taken into account the totality of the political life in the country, and it has made some very important recommendation through very wisely. It has not touched the basic structure, the fundamental structure of our constitution, nor has it made any basic or radical institutional changes. If we go through the report, we will find that the main thread which is running through the entire report is unity and integrity of the country. That is why the Sarkaria Commission has laid stress again and again on a strong center, and at the same time strong states. In fact, our founding fathers were very wise people. When they were framing the constitution, they were foreseeing the events. They were very tall people, and they knew what was going to happen. They could envisage, and so they envisaged that it is a strong center and a strong state that was required, and there is no contradiction between the two. They must live in harmony. They must work in harmony. That is the spirit of our constitution. If at the time of framing of our constitution there was need for a strong center, there is more need for it today. Sir, we are discussing something which will affect the future generations also. We are attempting to review the center-state relations after a very long time, and so we have to be objective. We have to depart from the party angle. We have all to speak as a true Indian in this august house, which is the upper house of Indian Parliament. I would say that we must have people of very high caliber. So if an ex-minister, if a person of a very long experience, if a minister or if a very senior member of parliament is available, we should take advantage of his maturity. There should be no ban on appointing such a person as the governor. Many things have been said about President's rule. It has also been said that there has been abuse of this provision of imposing President's rule. As many as 9 governments were dismissed by the Janta government in 1977, and this was repeated in 1980. But the whole point is the President's rule has to be imposed if there is no stable government possible for ruling of time, and that has to be decided by the President on the report of the governor. But I do not agree with the Sarkaria Commission that the reasons given by the governor should be put down in the proclamation imposing President's rule in a particular state. This will be wrong. If you do that, it will become justifiable. The courts will come into the picture and they will pass stay orders. They will go into the regions. Whether the regions are correct or whether the regions are justified or not. Therefore, I do not agree with this. Sir, I do not agree with the observations that it is desirable that a politician from the ruling party at the union is not appointed as governor of a state which is being run by some other party or a combination of other parties. In my opinion, that is not practicable. As I said that I do not expect that when a person becomes a governor, then he forgets to which political party he belongs, and when he sits on that high pedestal, he must take objective view of the situation. In any case, the Commission suggests a constitutional amendment. I would say do not bind the choice of the centre by writing it into the Constitution. All these good points must be taken into consideration, and we should have a convention that we will not appoint any person of a low caliber or a person who is not expected to deliver goods. About the All India services, I am surprised at the demand being made in certain quarters. A memorandum was given to the Sarkaria Commission by some people that this should be abolished or that states should be allowed to opt out of it. This will strike at the very root of the principle of unity and integrity of the country, and it is against national integration. I am therefore glad that the Sarkaria Commission has rejected it. As far as All India Radio and Doordarshan are concerned, functional freedom is there. In regard to ordinances, there has been a lot of hue and cry about it. I would, in this connection, invite the attention of the House to the findings of the Wadhwa Commission. The Commission found that in Bihar, both the Janta and the Congress governments were guilty of this. For years, they went on promulgating ordinances and renewing them. In my opinion, ordinances should be repromulgated or renewed only in very exceptional circumstances. It is the responsibility of the state governments to quickly place the relevant bills before the legislatures. As a journalist, I have been covering legislatures for the last 40 years and found that in the past only in very exceptional circumstances ordinances were being issued. But now, unfortunately, it has become a matter of course. It has become a matter of routine. Ordinances are promulgated and they are again and again renewed. Their life is extended. It is a mockery and misuse of the provisions of the Constitution. I am sure the Honorable Minister will look into this and will make it possible for the state governments to do such a thing. Recourse should be taken into this only in emergencies and in very tight situations. This provision should not be misused. So long as the Planning Commission is concerned, the demand for giving it autonomy or giving it an exalted status, in my opinion, is meaningless. The Planning Commission has functioned very well until some time ago. Right from the days of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, sir. At the end, I thank you. Stop.